Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, Lord of Bats, creator of reality TV is back, baby. Hi, my name is Chilli from Live Listen Erased, and on this 5-minute review episode, we're going to go over Ozzy Osbourne's latest album, Patient Number 9. When people say, what is a rock star, then Ozzy Osbourne should be one of the first on that list. He's done it all, led a band that started a whole new genre, split from them, and then forged a solo career to rival his previous band. He has surrounded himself with many talented musicians for his band in the past, from the likes of Randy Rhoads, Zakk Wylde, Geezer Butler, Robert Trujillo, Mike Inez, Don Airey, Adam Wakeman, Randy Castillo, Lee Kerslake, and many others. What sets this album apart from his previous efforts is the fact that he has incorporated guest musicians this time to play on a lot of the tracks, including the likes of Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, and Tony Iommi, amongst many others I will mention shortly. Now, depending on how you feel on guest appearances, you might love or loathe the idea. With these inclusions comes some interesting styles for a release to his name. The first track and single for this album, Patient Number 9, features Jeff Beck on guitars. This song is a long piece to start the album off at over 7 minutes long, with a bit of an audio intro with sound effects and screaming and laughter. When the song kicks off, the guitar at the start is certainly unique, but the riff kicks ass. I can't really fault the song. It's a slow burner, but pure sludgy goodness. I really dig this song, and it's a great way to start the album off. Immortal follows with a strong bass line from former bass player and current Guns N' Roses bassist, Duff McKagan. That guy still has a great talent for writing bass lines. He has an incredible tone here as well. There is also additional guitar duties by Pearl Jam's Mike McCready, and like Jeff, he brings his unique style to the song, and it's a fine addition to this tune. This song is a faster paced one than the previous song, and I love it. Parasite follows up, and at first I thought, meh, it's okay, but when it shifts into gear, it flows well. However, the rest of the song is still a bit stale, and I don't get why Zakk Wylde is listed as a guest appearance. I thought he was still the current guitar player for the band, but maybe it's a record label thing, I don't know. No Escape for Now is the next track, and sees Tony Iommi make a guest appearance here. You would hardly hear it though, however, due to the massively distorted bass line played by Robert Trujillo, and I don't mind his bass line. It's unusual and very prominent. For a guest appearance that has been long awaited, this song is decent. The solos are enjoyable, but the song itself feels a bit plain. A bit of a cookie cutter job. Well, at least this isn't the only song Iommi appears on. I kinda wish though that he's got his guitar buddy Brian May in for this record. That would have been fairly interesting. One of Those Days is the next, and features one of the most unlikely guest guitarists I would have chosen to hear Ozzy play with. Eric Clapton joins us on this song, and I thought Jeff Beck was a very odd combo, but hey, Old Slow Hands is here to give the Prince of Darkness a HJ. Oh, via guitar, of course. The song itself deals with the loss of faith due to bad decisions. Both artists can highly relate to the subject, and you know what? Clapton does a bang-up job here. I thought this would be a mismatched mess, but it kinda works somehow, and good on him for that. 1,000 Shades follows with Jeff Beck returning, and this song is okay. It's a mid-tier kind of ballad with symphonies, and Jeff's electric guitar picks up the song, but it really can't save the tune, however. My Darkness goes up next, and this is a decent Ozzy song. It's a classic Ozzy tune, starting slow before kicking up the pace. The solo by Zakk is decent, but it's nothing to write home about. Same with the following track, Nothing Feels Right. Evil Shuffle is next, and this track sounds ugly, but in a good way. Riffs as thick as pan ham soup, and it comes at you hard. It's interesting to hear how hard Chad Smith can play his kit here, and Robert's bass is better suited on this song. Degradation Rules follows, with Tony Iommi bringing back thick riffs along a deep bass line, backed up with a harmonica? Am I listening to the wizard? Ozzy said this song was something he wished he recorded with Sabbath for 13. Either way, I'm glad to hear this song. One of the best tracks on the album for sure. Dead and Gone is next, and is again not a bad piece. I appreciate the halfway point when they go for a bit of grandiose. It reminds me of Gates of Babylon to a small degree. Other than that, the tune's just fine. God Only Knows follows with Joshua Homme performing guitars, and with that tone it's kind of obvious. The song isn't downright heavy, but certainly is a sludgier piece. Not bad. Dark Side Blues closes the album with a Jeff Beck solo, and it's kind of cool to see Ozzy embrace the more traditional blues elements. It's like a callback to Sabbath's first album. It's short and pretty cool, as well as haunting with that twisted audio mix. This was an eclectic album with so many guest appearances. We had guitarists that were mentioned before, as well as various bass players in Duff McKagan, Chris Chaney, and Robert Trujillo doing the bulk of the bass lines. Hey, Metallica is unlikely to record anything soon, so we may as well put him to use. On top of this, there are a couple of drummers, with Chad Smith doing some drum work, as well as Taylor Hawkins in possibly his last recorded material. I'm still shocked about that. The album reads as a who's who of musicians, and I feel that it does well with most of the songs. The problem Ozzy has is everyone will be saying, oh, but it's not as good as 70s Sabbath, or it's not as good as the 80s era of Ozzy. Please note, nothing will be as good as this. Those albums are god tier. I know a lot of people didn't like his recent album Ordinary Man. Well, I enjoyed that one. I'm a defender of that album, and I feel this album too is worthy of defending. It has really good tracks on offer in a varied style, and I appreciate what is on offer here. Overall, this is a fairly decent album that I would rate 4 million chilies on the spicy scale, with standout tracks being Immortal, One of Those Days, and Degradation Rules. Yeah, of course this ain't no crazy train. Randy has been dead for nearly 4 decades, and he was one of a kind. But Zach does a great job as ever, and Tony Iommi is here with Robert Trujillo and co. Let's just sit back and enjoy what the Prince of Darkness has written for us. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of 5 Minute Reviews. My name is Chilli. Hope you've had a great day, and do the socials. Everyone, stay spicy. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live Listen Erased. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Chilli Con Carnage Crew so you can get notified for all the future videos that we put out, as we put out videos every Friday. Also, we are on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over at Live Listen Erased, so make sure to tune in over there. And don't forget to like this video so that our manager can stay very happy.